we have to do multiplication and next run. So first, let's see what we have here. We have 3 decimal numbers. How we multiply decimal numbers? The same like we multiply whole numbers. So first, let's forget about decimal points, and what else? We start multiplication from the left and we are going to the right. So first we multiply these 2 decimal numbers. We forgot about decimal point, like I said. And because we have zeros before this digits 1 and 7, we don't need these zeros. We just have to write 17 times 44 to 3. And what else? On the top, I always write the greater numbers. So first I will write 4, 2, 3, and we have times 17. Because when we have multiplication, it doesn't matter if you multiply 42.3 times 0.017 or 0.017 times 42.3. The result will be the same. So I always choose to write on the top the greater number. And now I have to multiply this number on the top only by these 2 digits. How we do multiplication? We start from right side and we are going to the left. We multiply every digit in the first row by 7, next every digit in the first row by 1. So we have 7 times 3 is 21. So we have to write 1 and 2 will go to next column. 7 times 2 is 14. Plus 2 is 16, so we have 6, and 1 will go to next column. 7 times 4 is 28, plus 1 is 29. Next, we have to multiply by 1 every number in the first row. And don't forget, this is like 10, because 7 is ones, and next we have tens column. So 10 times 3 is 30. 1 times 2 is 2. 1 times 4 is 4. And now we have to do addition. So we have 1, 9, 11. So we have to add 1 to next column. So will be 7. Next, we have to check decimal places. In the factors, we have 3 digits after decimal point in the first decimal number. So we have 3 decimal places. And in the second, we have only 1 digit after decimal point, so we have 1. 3 plus 1 is 4, so we need to have 4 decimal places. We start from right and we are going to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4. So decimal point will be before 7. So our solution from multiplication these 2 first decimal numbers is decimal point, so we can write 0 decimal point 7191. The solution from multiplication these 2 factors. And now we have to multiply this by 83.227. Again, decimal numbers, so we forgot about decimal points and do multiplication these 2 whole numbers. So let me write this. And again, because we have 0 before the 7, we don't have to write the 0, because when we multiply by 0, it will be 0, so we can forget about the zeros. And what else? I write always on the top number which has more digits different than zeros. So we have 8, 3, 2, 2, 7. Like I said, when we do multiplication, it doesn't matter if you multiply the second factor by first or first by second, the result will be the same. And we have 7191. So we start from right side. 1 times 7 is 7. 1 times 2 is 2. 1 times 2 is 2. 1 times 3 is 3. 1 times 8 is 8. And now we go to next digits, because this is second digit, so this is like 90 times 7. So this is 630. So we have to write 30, and 6 will go to next digit. So we have 9 times 2 is 18, plus 6 is 24. So we have 4, and 2 will go to the next digits. 9 times 2 is 18, plus 2 is 20. So we have 0, and 2 will go to next column. 9 times 3 is 27, plus 2 is 29. So we have 9, and 2 will go to next digits. 9, 8 is 72, plus 2 is 74. And next, we have to multiply times 1 every number in the first row. So it will be 1 times 7, and don't forget this is third digit, so this is like 100 times 7, so it will be 700. 1 times 2 is 2, 1 times 2 is 2, 1 times 3 is 3, 1 times 8 is 8. And now we have to multiply every number in the first row by 7. So 7 times 7 is 49. And don't forget this is 1000. So 49,000. So we have to write 9,000. And 4 will go to next digits. So we have 7 times 2 is 14 plus 2 is 18. So we have 8 and 1 go to next column. 7 times 2 is 14 plus 1 is 15. And 1 will go to next column. 7 times 3 is 21 plus 1 is 22. So we have 2 and 2 we add to next column. 7 times 8 is 56 plus 2 is 58. And now we have to add these 4 numbers. So we have 7, 5, 2, 4, so will be 6, 13, 3, and 1 we have to add to next column, so it will be 10, 15, and 1 we add to next column, so it will be 18, plus 10 is 28, 8, and 2 will add to next column, so it will be 6, 9, plus 5 is 14, and 1 we add to next column, so it will be 18, and 1 we add to next column, so it will be 9, 5. And next we have to go to our decimal numbers, because we have to multiply 2 decimal numbers, so we have to check how many decimal places we have here. So we count the digits after decimal point. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have 4 decimal places, and in the second factor we have 1, 2, 3 decimal digits after decimal point, so we have 3 decimal places. Now we have to add this decimal places, so 4 plus 3 is 7, so we need to have 7 decimal places in our product. So we count from right to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So decimal point will be between 9 and 8. So we can rewrite our solution that will be 59 decimal point 8485,357. And the last step, we need to round this number to the nearest hundredth. We have th at the end, so we have to go to the right side from decimal point. We have to underline our hundredth, which is tenths, hundredth. So 4 we underline, and we have to check the digits after our underlined digits. Is 8. When this is 5 or greater number, we need to add 1 to our underlined digits. And what else? Every digits after our underlined digits we have to change to 0. So 7 changed to 0 will be 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. And now we have to add 4 plus 1 is 5. And whatever we have before our underlined digits, we have to copy. So we have 8 decimal point 9, 5. The zeros after 5, we don't have to write because they don't change the value of our decimal number. So the solution is 59 decimal point 85.